All right, are we good? Hey, we're good. That's what I like to see. Okay, now it's actually working. It's just boomers talking about how great crypto is. That's some bullshit right there.
Hellstorm inbound.
Okay. We're off to a wonderful start in this lobby, let me tell you. I can feel it in my bones already.
Hostile UAV established above.
How long can I last?
Enemy UAV detected.
You know, the more that I'm using this, the more I'm starting to think maybe I'm not really using a good hip fire thing. But at the same time, it's pretty good at hip fire. Like, I can reach all the way over there with nothing but hip fire. And I'll say, it's maybe not the craziest thing in the world, but it's kind of nice being able to do shit like that. Fuck. I'm out here getting trick shots.
Don't ever screw with me.
I'm not so sure that guy's legit. I cannot believe I missed the knife twice there. Ah, what? That wasn't my nade.
Hostile counter UAV.
I have a feeling the game's not too happy with me right now. I'm gonna blame Dong. Dong invoked the name of Activision, and Activision is taking their vengeance on me.
Established above.
They're starting to throw me in with the sweats. To be fair, it would help if I just never missed a shot. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Ah, these shotguns are rough. Seeing that ad makes me want to sell my Bitcoin and buy more gold. Damn, we could have been homies.
Establish UAV above.
We could have been friends.
Enemy hard overhead.
You see that betrayal right there? Top 10 anime betrayals of all time. That's some shit that make Moist Critical cry. It's that one fucking... I think it was him, right? Who's the one that's in, like, the crying meme? I think it's him. Come on. Oh, where do the people be? And just shoot them through the wall. Why would I ever dare try to peek my head when I can simply shoot through that wall?
Turn this around.
Jesus Christ, bro. It's a different game for them. Okay, I believe in ourselves this time.
Enemy UAV detected.
Okay, there we go. We simply don't miss. Controller players ruin my love of COD. It's rough. It's fucking rough.
We drink to ghosts of those we
And we're just gonna mute all.
KIA.
Be easier that way. Who was that? Let's Play Spoons. I should have muted them earlier. That's low-key more my fault than his, but still, fuck that guy. Trying to have a clean YouTube stream here, you bastard. The CODs before crossplay were a vibe. They really weren't, though. Let's be so real, though. I remember spending actual, like... I remember spending like 20 or 30 minutes in the queue for a modern COD and not getting games for modes that I wanted to play. You could really only play 3 of the biggest modes. Otherwise, you were waiting unfathomably long wait times. It used to be crazy. Like Black Ops 3, not but like 6 months after its launch. It was insane. Yeah, besides that, I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, if you weren't on console back then, you just really couldn't enjoy COD. Like, I'm not, even as a PC player that played during that time, like, I remember a bunch of times being like, damn, bro, low key, I wish I kind of had a console so that I could hop on this shit. Right? The queue times are dastardly, bro. I'd have one monitor and I'd have one YouTube video layered over the screen, and the moment it would change, I'd hop back over in the game. I'd be on TeamSpeak 3 with the homies. Oh my god, bro. TeamSpeak 3. Bro, that was my shit. That was my shit, though. Bring back TeamSpeak 3. I mean, we're on TeamSpeak 6 now, but like, fuck, bro, let's bring back TeamSpeak 3. That was the place to be. I wonder if you could realistically use TeamSpeak now. Used to rock TeamSpeak while playing old school RuneScape. That's fair. There was just a bunch of weird features with TeamSpeak that made it really cool. Stuff like being able to set like directional values for where your friends were. So like I could have like you to my right and Dong to my left. And like that's where the audio would come from. It would just sound like you were just talking to me through here and sound like he was talking to me through here. You could get a lot more advanced with it. You could have like somebody sitting here, somebody sitting here, somebody sitting in front of you, behind here, and then like just directly over to the sides of you. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I got to imagine for its intended use, which I think was like World of Warcraft. I imagine it was super fucking fun. You imagine 40 manning, but everybody's coming from a different direction. That would be insane. You got DPS coming from the back. You got the healers on the right. You got the tanks on the left. You got the raid leader in the front. Ooh, yeah, no, that actually does sound really cool. Low key, I wish I'd gotten into WoW earlier. To be fair, though, I think the moment that I head over to any of the vanilla stuff, my momentary addiction will likely be over. But at least for the time right now, I'm fairly addicted to like Ascension World of Warcraft. I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm becoming that kind of nerd right now. WoW would consume my life. I mean, it's not that really addicting. Like you do really get bored of it pretty quickly. You just kind of always have a want to get the number a little bit higher, which is kind of cool. It took me a very long time to like genuinely kind of understand what the fuck was going on just because there's so much shit. Classic was the vibe though. Classic was the vibe. I have an addictive personality. Oh, that's fair. No, it's totally fair. I don't know. WoW's one of those games that I could genuinely see, like, I feel like the best way to play WoW is genuinely just to play like 2 to 3 hours a day. Like if you just had like a good schedule, you grind out 2 to 3 hours, just run random shit, do a little bit of farming here and there. It's a pretty good long-term game. In that sense, I'd say that's pretty solid. As for like hardcore, it's the only game that you play. I don't know about that. There's just not enough content in default WoW for me. Now, I should be so very specific. I'm talking about I'm talking about classic WoW, not retail. Retail has too much content for me, and it's not spaced out properly. Um, I've been thinking about this for a very long time, but I think if I was to be at the head and I was to do a classic plus, I would kind of take classic, kind of just multiply the amount of content that's there, kind of steal a bunch of ideas from a bunch of different things, add in a bunch of some of the meme quests and stuff like that. Kind of a lot of what like Turtle WoW's been doing and stuff like that. But then once you hit 60, then I would let the more expansion oriented stuff sort of start to carry you. At that point, you start to get like a Kata like experience all the way over to like max level of 100. You know, because it's kind of like just past the halfway point, and then now you're starting to reach those upper tiers, so now you can really start to throw stuff at people. I feel like if you did that, you could have a really nice divide and keep everybody happy, because then you'd have like, is your game broken? No. Just when you stop interacting with the game, it throws on a screensaver. Why is it showing up as a black screen? I honestly don't know, but it is. Let me tell you, on an OLED, it looks perfectly fine to me. I actually prefer the dark screen because it means less burned in pixels. Genuine worry of mine, but like, I can make it 2 years without getting any burn in because it's tandem OLED. And then once I get burn in, I can run the thing that reverses a little bit of the burn in by essentially burning all the pixels just a little bit, which sort of just kind of lessens the burn in of everything else. Uh, more of a more of mitigation, I'd say, than a hard fix, but it does genuinely help, and you can run that about 30 times. So realistically, this monitor should last me a good while. I think I made the good choice on the OLED choice here. I'm not so sure I can recommend older OLED yet. You can get some panels for about $300, but $300 for a monitor that's only going to last you about a year, maybe about 2. I don't know. It's not a worse deal though. It is a very beautiful experience. And the motion clarity is really, really nice. I don't know how to put it, but it is a genuine difference. It's really not like refresh rate. And it's just some stuff. I'll need to get a 1440p monitor. There's a lot of really, really nice choices. Hold on, let me pull up a couple. Oh, actually, LG's got a really nice deal on one of their nicer 1440p. 240 hertz. It is IPS. It won't be OLED, but $279, 240 hertz. Like, that's crazy good right there. Not so sure if this is in your price range or not, but if you can grab that, that is so worth grabbing right now. Really, really good deal on that. 500 new 96, 200 hertz. That's not terrible. This one wouldn't be a bad deal. It's definitely going to be worse than the first choice, but it is quite a bit cheaper. For $179, rather. So not a bad option there. And then let me find one around the 300 in case you decide to go for the upper end. Ooh, that's really close, but that one's for $399 is nice. But a very low refresh rate, not what we want. Oh, I think that's the same one from before. I mean, it's a bit above where I was trying to shoot for, but $419. It's cutie OLED. We know which generation. Looks like it's second generation. I mean, not bad, not bad. Yeah, so then for upper end, if you really wanted it, I can probably recommend this one from AOC. They got some pretty good budget choices. It's a pretty good price. If you do decide to go above that one, I'd go with the Alienware, but that's starting to breach about a $500 price tag. I'm not so sure you'd be willing to spend that much on the first 1440p monitor. But any of those should do really, really nice. I see a couple other ones here listed for a lot cheaper for 1440p. But I really don't think the colors on it would be any good. I don't even mention IPS for this. What panel are you using? VA. Yeah, I mean, I guess that checks out. These look money. Yeah, they're good picks. Just off of initial picking, those seem to be the best. The one that I would recommend to you the most, price to performance, the first one is going to be your best price to performance. The last one is going to be your best overall. Just zero questions. If all three are up in a lineup, no money's option. The bottom one, it looks the best. And then the middle one is a pretty good cheap option, I would say. It'll look the worst out of the three, but it's really good for the money. It is, however, 40 hertz lower than either of the other ones. So do take note of that. To be fair, most of the time, you're probably not going to be breaching those numbers on every game. That's not to say like your PC's lacking or anything. It's just like a lot of games, like you're usually pushing like 100, 150, maybe about 200 frames most games, unless you're playing older titles. Older titles, you'll be able to hit those numbers no problem. I think you should even be able to hit those in COD, honestly. You might be able to actually hit those in COD too. But like if you're deciding to like play Starfield or modded Skyrim or Cyberpunk or anything like that, it's not going to hit those frame rates. Well, not at reasonable settings anyways. What is this one? Oh yeah, I guess if you really wanted to, there is a version that is ultra wide 45-inch. I want to try Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's a vibe. Yeah, no, Cyberpunk looks fucking phenomenal. Yeah, it's one of those games that you will crank the settings knowing that your FPS is going to go down to 15. You'll just stare at the game on like essentially a slideshow for a little bit, and then you'll swap it to playable settings again and go back playing. Great for that. All right, give me 1 second though, fellas. I am going to use the bathroom real quick. I shall be right back. All right. I have arrived, fellas. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of an insane thing right here because that is a sizable portion, pretty much half of what your PC costs. But if you want a 45-inch ultra wide, 47% off. You really can't go wrong with that. I feel like that pretty much skews most of the ranges. You got your super cheap, you got the mid range, you got the high range, and then you have the I just want to watch money burn range. I think that covers most of it. We are searching for a game. Okay, I was very confused. Got no idea who these dudes are. Wow, that's a lot. It is very expensive. It is worth it though, because it's a 45-inch monitor. You're essentially getting a fucking monitor that's like fucking this big. Like realistically, it's about that big. So you're gonna have a lot of fucking monitor. What's up, Brody? Yo, what's good, Cheese? My dude, 40 streak. Let's go. How you doing though, bro? I do hope you're having a super fantastic now. Oh, and happy Twitch recap day to you. Or happy, I guess, everything recap day today. I had a YouTube recap, I had a Twitter recap, I had a Twitch recap. It's probably Spotify wrapped soon, too. Do we know when Spotify wraps dropping? Probably coming sometime soon. Trick shot last. Who the fuck am I playing here? Oh, no, 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 no. Gotta be careful. Ah! I'm doing absolutely fantastic, though. We're over here playing a bit of COD. I think we're playing free-for-all right now. Damn, I'm getting played here. But yeah, no, we're talking about the whole PC situation, the future of computing. And yeah, I think it's probably about it. Monitors, that sort of stuff. I want to see the future. Well, Dong, I have a future to give to you. It might not be the future you were looking for, but it's a future. Very spicy. All right, all right. I'll let you know. You grow a second foot. I'll let you figure out which leg it's on, but you grow a second foot. What happened to your other second foot? I don't know. But them's the future predictions. You grow a third foot then? Well, actually, in your case, it said second foot, so, I'm so sorry, Dong. I think you lose a foot and then grow it back. What is this? Is that 64 gigs of RAM that costs 1,183 pounds? Okay, so it is. So it is. That, wow, that hurt. I don't even know what to say. Every brain cell in my body just, like, died. Holy fuck. What is that in USD? What's the conversion on that now? I have no idea what that's worth now for conversions. Usually, I basically would have just multiplied by 2, but I imagine things are probably different. It's $1,566. No shit. So you're telling me I got $1,500 worth of RAM chilling in this PC? Bro, what did the price of my PC just jump up to? So let's see, $500 plus 15, so that's $2,000. So I just casually now have a $3,600 PC, you know? Them's the way the markets work, I guess.
You are incoming.
God damn.
UAV established above. Enemy UAV detected.
32 gigabytes at the moment is hovering around the $400 mark. Jesus Christ. This is gonna put a bunch of companies out of business, isn't it? It's just now occurred to me that if they can't actually end up selling for these margins,
Waiting for. Make your move.
they might end up just like actually straight up going. We're about to see a very, very big drop in the PC market, aren't we? Bro, this is gonna have such large reaching effects.
Hostile counter UAV above. Enemy UAV detected.
Well, shit. Bro, I can't get a break on this. I can't catch a break.
Release to skewer. Hostile UAV established above.
Where the fuck is everybody?
Enemy CUAV established overhead.
Everybody's like super hiding to keep up their streaks. Okay. I know that those two were probably trick shotting together. Oh wait, is that what's happening?
Mission defined.
Yeah, they are trick shotting together. I figured that's what was happening. What did they do to the play winning game kill? Did they just, like, delete that shit? Is it just gone now? I can't imagine that they took it out. Why would you take that out? Yeah, it's just odd. Yeah, I don't know. Especially with Nvidia now mandating that board partners have to choose the VRAM for like the cards, and they actually have to procure the VRAM as well. I feel that we're going to see a lot of different things. If I had to make a weird prediction, I have a feeling that swappable VRAM is likely to come to be. As far as I'm aware, the technology exists. Like, we could do it at any moment. It just wasn't very economical to do and wasn't really worth doing because it is slightly slower inherently. It could be that we get to a point of where, like, the companies are like, well, we can't overprice these cards, so we'll sell the cards and we'll add in a slot. And much like RAM, you just slap in your VRAM, and like that's just the way that cards work. I'm not sure how likely something like that would be, but I have a feeling that like it's actually a pretty good chance. I feel like it would be the best business decision because then you can kind of give like I guess you kind of give a reassurance to the customer that you're trying to give them the best deal. Right? They buy the card that they want with the stock performance, and then they gotta upgrade the VRAM as they go. Which could work. You know, you see a lot of people buying like 80 series cards, loading it up with like 8 gigs of VRAM. And like slowly working up to 12, 16, yada yada. Obviously, I don't think everybody would go for that. I think most people would probably go for like the 60 or whatever series, but then you could have those builds where you'd want like a 70 class card, but you want the more like VRAM for whatever you might be doing. Or maybe you're a big Skyrim player, so you decide to throw on like 24 gigs of VRAM into a 60 series. You don't really need a super duper powerful GPU for Skyrim. You really just need a really beefy CPU and a bunch of VRAM. Just an ungodly amount of VRAM. Yeah, I think it's because I actually don't know why it loads everything into VRAM. There's a reason for it, but it very much prefers the VRAM. It's definitely a bunch of like the texture mods. I think it's just stacking textures. So you're loading like the base game, then all the texture mods, and all the texture mods are staying loaded in 100% of the time. I think it's something along those lines. BO8 comes out, or comes next month. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I am confused, though. I'm assuming you mean that as a joke. If you're being serious, no. As a joke, of course. It's already out. We're in fact already in Black Ops 8. Yeah, it's 20% thicker and 30% thinner. 100% better. We need Black Ops 6-7. Yeah, where the fuck is Black Ops 6-7? They straight up skipped one of the key titles of the series. Where's Black Ops Medieval? Actually, there is that one game that's coming out where you're supposed to be like a modern day dude with like firearms and like vehicles and shit against like medieval armies and shit. When the fuck is that game supposed to drop?
Enemy UAV detected.
What was that game called? I remember there being like big ass like promos for it. That was like a really, really big thing.
Hostile care package above.
Not sure what ended up happening to it or if it even has a release date, but bro, they just do not. They just don't care.
Hostile skewer inbound.
Got him. It was gonna happen. But if I had to guess, I'd say about a year.
Established above.
Shit. This is really bad at knifing.
Enemy UAV detected.
Fuck is everybody? They need to make something else besides Black Ops. You're right. You know what? I contacted the Activision and Treyarch. They're actually going to be producing a Modern Warfare game next year. You're welcome. Your prayers have been answered. A brand new title just for you. In fact, they're going to do 2 of them. I know what you're thinking. Sausage, we're saved.
Hostile
Joke's on you. I'm the Black Ops 8 dev team. They're finishing in June. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
Enemy care package detected overhead.
If you squint really, really, really hard on the Activision and Treyarch logos, you can actually see miniature toads in them. How did those toads end up in there? Because Toad is actually a secretive dev for the Black Ops 8 development team. Well, now that Black Ops 8 has been completely leaked, Burge, I will take my news story. You know what? Maybe I'll go for something more prestigious. Ah, I'll contact BuzzFeed. Almost forgot their names for a moment. At a certain point, the Black Ops name just played out. Yeah. Honestly, they should just do like Call of Duty fucking... I guess they stopped at Call of Duty 4, so I guess Call of Duty 5. Can we finally get COD 5?
Enemy UAV detected.
Advanced Warfare 2? Well, I think they're going to be doing Black Ops 3, then likely Advanced Warfare, and then just kind of remastering them all. Which is kind of fucked up, by the way, the fact that we're only getting remakes for games.
Counter UAV above.
Like, I know we've been doing this shit for movies, but come on now, fellas.
Above.
I think really the problem is we scared them off the first time around. Everybody got so annoyed by the advanced movement that, like, they heard the outcries and went back to this. Yeah, if you had showed this game to people back when Black Ops 3 was out, they would have told you that this would have saved Call of Duty. This is what was needed in order to save the franchise. A back to the boots, on the ground, just like Black Ops 2 fucking game. In reality, let's be real, Black Ops 7 ain't saving the franchise. I mean, to be real, it's not killing the franchise either. I don't think it's dead by any means, but... Advanced Warfare on M&K would go crazy. Could be a vibe. I don't know. I still think they did the best with, like, Black Ops 3 movement. I like the wall running more. To be fair, I do like exo jumps more than I like the hovers. So, bit of a personal touch there. We just started doing rough drafts for a Black Ops 45 storyline. We partnered with the U.S. military to allow you to pilot humanoid drones into war. See, I knew y'all were cooking something up. And here I was, an average everyday Joe, thinking that the wars that were coming up recently were all just random. They were, in fact, simply an Easter egg for the upcoming Call of Duty. It all makes sense. It all finally makes sense. I don't know. What if they remastered COD 1? Hear me out. Let's go back to basics. What if we remastered COD 1? How do you guys think the reception of that would go? Anybody here ever play COD 1? Got any COD 1 enjoyers here? I've already been fucked over too many times in these lobbies, so let's break them.
Free for all.
I need a new music.
Get out, kill team.
I can fuck with this. This is my underground. There are many like it, but this one is mine. I played COD 2. That's that new shit. Nobody really cares for the new shit. It's that old school I'm looking for. What skit was that? Fucking Key and Pell? I'm looking for that old school. Damn. All right, back. We'll just forget that.
Enemy UAV detected.
Damn. Remember getting COD 2 on Xbox back in the day and saying that this was the pinnacle? Bro, I remember saying the same shit about like Modern Warfare 2 and 3. I go back and look at them and like the graphics are dog shit, like I'm gonna be honest.
Hostile counter UAV above. Hostile UAV established above. Enemy scout.
Sausage, do you like Emily Armstrong or Chester Bennington more for Linkin Park? Chester was the original singer, and then Emily Armstrong is the Scientologist that's currently the main singer, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I definitely prefer the old one, but, like, obviously they can't bring him back because he's dead. Although, equally, I definitely dislike her even more because she's a Scientologist. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I've got extra bias just because she's a Scientologist. But, yeah, I don't know. I've listened to, like, a couple of the new songs. They're not bad. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say that they're so bad that it's, like, completely unlistened toable, but... Okay, let's pull something out here. Like, this is the new album. Chester was the GOAT. Chester really was the GOAT, bro. He really, like, defined an entire generation. So I feel like it's really hard to not give him credit. You know, even if you didn't like the music, you gotta admit, like, he had a huge impact. Yeah, I'm in a crazy, like, nighttime lobby.
Enemy CUAV established overhead.
I don't even know what's gonna help me here. Fuck it, I'm just gonna snipe. At this point, everybody's just rushing UAVs and just camping points and waiting till they can see you on the UAV and then pushing. Like, it's just actually not fair. The fuck am I supposed to do? He has actual wall hacks at this point. Chester pretty much blew my mind growing up with his vocals, yeah. Yeah, listening to this is just mids.
This operation needs a hard reboot.
Oh, wait, no. Sorry, y'all swapped over. Mine did not. There we are. Now we're back. Not gonna lie, I listened to the new Linkin Park songs with the Chester AI. Wait, this is an AI Chester? What did Scientologists do to you, sausage bro? Let me give y'all a story. Have you guys ever seen a Scientology building before? Bit of education day. Who here has seen a Scientology building before? Let's see if I can't pull one up without getting, like, hit by YouTube here. Oh, yeah, here we go. Fucking legend. Okay. These glass panes that they've got surrounding the windows are tintable. They have lists of people that they are set to look out for, that they will, like, drastically tint these windows for. I wonder if I can find something more. Exposing cults. Former Scientologist. Oh, let's see if we'll see it here. They're just creepy. That's some of the craziest shit, though, bro. People troll the shit out of them, though. No, okay. So let me explain to you guys some of the very things that that they do inside of there that is rather questionable. Rather questionable. They will do things like take you over to their seminars and stuff where they will ask to see your phone. They'll clean it and they'll want your keys and like a bunch of other stuff from you just to basically empty your pockets. You give that over to the woman over at the desk and then you go on a very good walk tour. That's the very big first red flag is they're getting complete unfettered access to your phone right over there, and they're well, a really, really creepy cult based off of money. So first red flag right over there. The second red flag is that they're very insistent on taking your keys. Why are they insistent on taking your keys? Because that's the only way that you can leave. So what happens? You go onto the tour, and would you look at that? It's her break. So now you have to finish the tour before she gets back and can hand you your keys. So they literally force you, not against your will, to stay inside of their building and learn about their cult. What's even better is to join the cult of Scientology, you have to pay, get this, a monthly fee. It's just like World of Warcraft. Exactly what God intended, I imagine. Like when I say that, I don't say this about like many things. Like I'm not like really a hateful person, but like I genuinely believe Scientology from the ground up is the shittiest fucking thing on this planet, bro. They have this place called the Hole. Here, let me pull this up for you guys. The Hole. Here we go. This is the Hole, straight from Wikipedia. This is technically not a re-education camp. It's very technically not a re-education camp for legal purposes. Shall I go over some of the claims that have been given in legal testimony regarding this place? Oh, of course I will. Here's some of the things that have happened. Oh, let me actually explain what this is first. This is a detention building for people that have essentially broken from their faith. They have committed some sort of sin or atrocity against the church, and this is their way of penance. Now, not all of the punishments here are so severe, but in some of the severe cases, as documented in some court cases and backed up by signed legal affidavits, there was one woman who had her legs broken and was forced to kneel on frozen peas in a cold, dark, wet room for multiple days without food or water. There was another woman who had her hands broken and was forced to pick up said frozen peas from the floor while counting them out in front of the counselors. There was another woman that nearly got electrocuted to death and actually got maimed. I forget exactly what got maimed from her, but she got fairly horribly disfigured from their practices. Not the good. Just not good. Not good there. Let's see. What are some of the other stuff is like essay abuse and stuff like that. Some allegations that some of the church heads are like a part of that stuff. They have very, very thick re-education protocols. They'll make you like recite church things while you're going through this fucking horrific thing. A lot of people report that they get like put in the cold room. It's a room that's really, really, really cold, and they'll douse you repeatedly multiple times. I think every hour, probably every few hours or something like that, with just like cold water. And that's it. You're just made to sort of suffer in that room like a Mr. Beast challenge type deal. Except you're not getting money, they're extracting money from you. They also have wonderful practices in their churches, such as excommunication practices. If you break away from the church, so essentially once you're in the church, you're pretty much you're coerced moderately into cutting off the other people from your life. So your family that may not be a part of the church, your friends, anybody that's not a part of the church, you should basically like cut out of your life. They're no good. And it's the people of the church that you should form all these connections with. Well, what happens the moment you leave the church? They don't speak to you anymore. It's a full, we don't even know who you are anymore. We'll never speak to you again. Yeah, it's a cult. It's a cult. It's a cult. Just gonna be honest. This is why I don't go to church anymore. I mean, like, fuck, bro. Like, believe in whatever the hell you want to believe in and just don't let it be Scientology. In my own personal belief. You know, in case Tom Cruise starts coming at me with a lawsuit. This reminds me of being so horrible in church. I made my dad stop going. I did not want to be in it. Fair. I mean, like, as bad as any church, it can't be as bad as this. Like, this is just awful. Just actually awful. Yeah, I don't know how they're. I mean, I know how they're allowed to exist. It's because they infiltrated the government. Yeah, what was this called? Project Operation White Snow. Yeah, in case you guys thought that they weren't actually crazy. God, I hate ads. Okay, well, wait. Sorry for the people on YouTube that are watching this without ads. We get to give this just a moment. Just a moment. Oh, actually, well, wait. I've got the perfect thing for this. I've got it. I've got it. Wait for it. Do 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 do. Bezos needs my money. That's why he needs ads every day. It's another ad for Bezos. It's gonna lead to another yacht. Oh, are we back? Oh, I think we're back. We're back. We're finally out. We're free. We're free. Let the ads be gone. All right. Who's ready for more horrific history? Nobody? Fantastic. This was Operation Snow White. Operation Snow White was a criminal conspiracy by the Church of Scientology during the 1970s to purge unfavorable records about Scientology and its founder, L. Ron Hubbard. The project included a series of infiltrations and thefts from 136 government agencies, including foreign embassies and consultants, as well as private organizations critical of Scientology. Carried out by church members in more than 30 countries, it was one of the largest infiltrations of the United States government in history, with up to 5,000 covert agents. This operation also exposed Scientology's plot Operation Freakout, because Operation Snow White was the case that infiltrated the US government's investigation of the church. Under this program, Scientology operatives committed infiltration, wiretapping, theft of documents in government offices, most notably those of U.S. Internal Revenue Service. 11 highly placed church executives, including Mary Sue Hubbard, third wife of founder L. Ron Hubbard, and second in command of the organization, pleaded guilty and were convicted in federal court of obstructing justice, burglary of government offices, theft of documents, and government property. The case was United States v. Mary Sue Hubbard et al. 493 F Sup 209 DDC 1979. Just in case you needed another reason to think that these guys are literally fucking evil, they have actually infiltrated the government in order to make them seem better. Bro, I'm sorry. It's evil. It's straight up evil. I don't know what other way to put it. It's evil. Usually the good guys aren't the ones using 5,000 covert agents to go and sneak into our own government to make sure that it's favorable for them. You know what that sounds like? Sounds like fucking evil. I could go on and on about Scientology, bro. You know what? Fuck it. We're already down this rabbit hole. Operation Freakout. Operation Freakout, also known as Operation PC Freakout, was a Church of Scientology covert plan intended to have U.S. author and journalist Paulette Cooper imprisoned or committed to a psychiatric hospital. The plan, undertaken in 1976 following years of church-initiated lawsuits, in covert harassment, was meant to eliminate the perceived threat that Cooper posed to the church and obtained revenge for her publication in 1971 of a highly critical book, The Scandal of Scientology. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, discovered documentary evidence of the plot and preceding campaign of harassment during an investigation into the Church of Scientology in 1977, eventually leading to the church compensating Cooper in an out-of-court settlement. So do I gotta be the one to say it? Say it with me, guys. EVIL. That's it. Just EVIL. I was gonna continue off with a Phineas and Ferb reference there, but honestly, EVILBOYS doesn't really fit for this. Everything there seems Oh, of course. Yeah, I regularly have people committed to psychiatric hospitals for disagreeing with me. That's totally normal. What was I thinking? Duh. I mean, like, do y'all get it now? Have I broken it down? uh, Let me tell y'all, I got a thing or two against Scientology. I do too. They lick me first and then start hallucinating. True. Everybody knows that the whole toad licking craze was in fact a toad created lie in order to cause mass hallucination, to cause psychiatric hospital rates to go up. Yes, we get it now. Now, what if I told you guys that there's more? And that this is just the surface of what could likely be a 6 or 7 hour discussion of all the bad things that they've done. This is the surface of the iceberg. This is just the basic shit. We could get into more of it. I guess some more deeper stuff is that they literally believe in a god named Xenu that came in on a Boeing 737 that had like space engines strapped to it, and then he seeded our world, and that's how we're here. You're welcome, by the way. You'd have to actually be a high up in Scientology to learn that. Thank you, South Park. Or if I can find it. An alien. Wah, 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 wah. My bad. DC-8s. Not the soul catchers! Those poor souls! God! The humanity! The horror! Thank God I can pay my local Scientology church to help free those souls. They're doing God's work out there. Thank you, Tom Cruise. Just saying his name, I feel safer already. 6 to 8 hours of extended stream. Woo, I see that as a win. Oh shit, now you're trying to get me admitted into a psychiatric hospital. I know how this works. I've been in this game. What y'all don't know is actually I was that award-winning 1976 author. I've simply had a haircut and a nose trim. But I fooled you. Speaking of South Park, though, I do need to watch the most recent episode. I still haven't seen it yet. It should be kind of nice, though. I don't know. I do need to watch the rest of it. I think technically we're on a new season now, aren't we? They're on a bit of a weird schedule, but I know at some point it's going to culminate in Trump being Saddam Hussein. Like, I just know that that's going to be the ending of it. I'm not sure why I know that's going to be the ending of it, but, like, it's the same voice, making some of the same jokes, doing some of the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to end up being something like that. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. But anyway, let's see. What time is it? 2:43. Yeah, we got a little bit longer. This isn't new, but what the fuck has mankind become? You know, now that I think about it, we've just always been like this. Pretty much all throughout history, you can find examples of people walking into a forest, coming back and being like, guys, I found some shit you are not gonna believe, bro. I found these golden tablets that only I can translate. I've got to stop there. Sorry, I rewrote the world last Thursday. I'll fix it next time, I promise. That is if you get to recreate the world next Thursday. How do you know next Thursday isn't my Thursday? Did you plan that far ahead, Toad? Someone has not been keeping up to date with their Last Thursdayism Bible. Ah, yes. Everybody knows Last Thursdayism is, in fact, the only religion worth believing in. If you don't know what Last Thursdayism is, it's the belief that the universe was created last Thursday, and the only reason you believe anything that you do is just because that's how the universe was created. It just happened to be created like that, with you that happened to be that way with all those things. And yeah, they never actually happened. It just so happened that, like, it was created that way last Thursday. I defy anybody to disprove it. It's a completely undisprovable thing. The only reason that you think that you could disprove it is because that's the way the universe was created. Well, I mean that makes sense. Like your argument makes complete sense because like that's just the way the universe was created this go around. The author's real fucked up, not gonna lie. The author of Last Thursdayism or Scientology? Let's be real, both of them were smoking some of that wacky tobacco. Let's be honest, let's not put this on weed, bro. They were on some much harder shit. The gods! The gods have given me a gift! Revere me, people! Oh my god, it's cheese. Cheese shall be the new Thursday. You hold the creation of the universe in your hand, cheese. Use it wisely. I expect RAM prices to go down next week. You have one day. Those are my demands. Damn, it's sad to see that computing's going the way that it is. Hopefully I've convinced enough people, though, to buy PCs. And it's made somewhat of a difference, but it hurts. Oh, Jesus. Not as much as that. It might hurt, but not as much as that. Feel my power! Do note, if you fail to submit or rewrite by Wednesday at noon, you lose access to Thursdayism control. Damn the fine print. It's always the fine print. Just like the Death Note. At first, I thought I had to write my name at the top. Well, I know that is not the way the Death Note works. Teachers, am I right? Fucking drilled that shit into me. Thought the flashbang was broke for a second. Nope. Nope, it was there. It was in my face, and it hit me like a truck. You gotta respect the flashbang sometimes. You don't know when it's gonna come in with full force, but when it does, it changes you. It changes you. You know, I almost thought about it. There were like these like gaming glasses things that like would make you look like a super nerd, essentially, that they were selling over at Best Buy. I was this close to buying them as a meme because they were like $10 or something. I decided not to, but honestly, I don't know why. Those would have been so funny. Every time I get flashbanged, I throw on like the bright orange fucking plastic goggles. Bro, does anybody actually use like gaming glasses? I feel like there's no shot on any planet that actually helps you anymore. Maybe if you got like an old monitor or something, but I feel like most monitors got pretty low blue light filters. Especially with like both of these monitors, I have like specific no blue light things that I can just enable on them if I just want them to be like strictly no blue light. Oh, speaking of, there used to be like an application called like Night or something like that you could enable on your PC. As the time would like change, it would like slowly enable the like nighttime mode on your PC. It wouldn't like fully enable it. It would just be like slowly transitioning into like the full on state until like late at night when it would be at that state. Then you could naturally fall asleep. That was actually a really, really cool thing. I forget what it was called, but I guarantee you GPT could find it. Now we know why you're broke for Black Friday. I mean, bro, I ended up buying so much shit. Oh my god. Bro, I have $36 in my bank account right now. ignoring all the funds that I have put away over in the stream account and shit like that, but like just like personal, like I'm a bit broke. I'm a bit broke. It's a bit rough. It's a bit rough. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta build back up slowly but surely. Start selling that memory, mate. I gotta wait a bit. I still gotta wait a little bit. DDR4 prices still haven't gone up in my area. I've got a bunch of DDR4, but DDR4 is still like pretty normalish price in my area for local selling. I could probably sell it like and like ship it and shit, and that would probably be all fine and good. But I really don't want to deal with eBay. Much just easier just waiting like a month, waiting for those prices to settle in, and then I can toss those in, and then I should be good. This is what we do with adult money. We buy big boy toys. I'm buying adult Legos, fellas. To be fair, I also still have a 3070 and a 2070. I need to sell... I think I'm going to sell the 3070. My reason being is because I don't really need it for anything. So I might as well get the most money. But also I'm going to just keep the 2070 just in case I need an extra GPU for any reason. You know, it's not so bad that like I need to worry about it or anything. You know, if my main GPU went out, I could probably throw in a 2070 and be fine. Realistically speaking, I feel like a 2070 would be fine. Sell it all. Yeah, fair. No, I definitely do need to sell it all. That is definitely fair. But to be fair, I did buy a lot of things. I bought all gifts for the family. I bought nice stuff for me. I bought new OLED monitor. Um, let's see. Yeah, that's really about it. That's really about it. I'm pretty much set for the holidays. I'm pretty good to just coast it out, work a little bit, save up the money until, and then we should be okay. It used to be similar, but now I just stick to stuff I actually need, then blow the rest on hookers and blow. Now that's a lifestyle right there. Shit, I've been doing it wrong this whole time. Sell it all and buy shit you need before the feds fuck us over even more. True. I mean, I guess in that case too, I mean, it might even be better to hold on to the material. It holds a, you know, a value. But no, obviously I'm not going to stick with RAM as my investment. You imagine throwing all of your money in RAM? Yeah, the economy is going to fucking crash and I'm going to have the RAM to sell. I wasn't the hero that this city needed. I was the hero the city wanted. Hold on. Hold on. I was the hero that this city needed. I said this. Oh, God damn it! I fucked it up. It was supposed to play the Superman theme. Oh shit! I got the homie John on dispatch. Fuck yeah, bro. Big ups. Wild. First time playing through dispatch. That man's about to go on a journey right there. That man's about to go on an actual fucking... He has no idea what he's getting himself into. John, if you're somehow listening right now, instead of playing dispatch like you should be, good luck. You're gonna need it. That shit's a roller coaster, and you strapped yourself in. I hope you're ready. He's gonna hit me up at like fucking 9 a.m. in the morning and be like, bro, I didn't sleep. Yeah, probably not the best. I mean, I don't know what time it is for him. He might be fine. I saw a DDR5 RAM kit at over $2,000. Yeah, not surprising. Shit is fucking crazy right now. Fucking crazy. Sell the RAM and buy Pokemon cards. True. True. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. When you're down on your money and you don't have enough, you drop it all on Pokemon cards and absolutely nothing else. And that is the American way. I've never felt so patriotic. Especially with the music in the background. My God. Maybe 2 months back, buying RAM now, may as well buy Dogecoin. You know, it's funny that you say. I was actually planning on investing in a little bit of... I figured if I was going to set my money on fire, I might as well have a cute dog image. Saw German police officers in chainmail, sick as fuck. Wait, what? I need video, please. Where's my showcase here? Add some fart coin. I mean, I wasn't gonna announce the sponsorship just yet. Now, speaking of like really good old Linkin Park. Oh, it's just the instrumental though. No. We do not do instrumental. There we go. There we go. That's gonna get clipped. Muffcoin, that's where intelligent people are investing. Listen, that's all great and whatnot, but have you guys seen Queefcoin? Now that's some gas that you don't want to pass. A well-diversified portfolio of Dogecoin, Fartcoin, Cumcoin is guaranteed for success. So what I'm hearing here is that we need to gather up, like, the coins for coming, and then the coins for different ways of exiting air. We put them in different accounts and see which one does better. I've got some great content. Although I think muff is something different in the US. Yeah, muff is like a muffler. Oh, muff coin is a thing. Oh, buy the dip, fellas. Don't actually buy the dip. That is not financial advice. Gotta be careful with my jokes here. People might not realize I'm joking with most of this. I'm buying it on max leverage. I just took out a $45 billion loan. I'm about to leverage that shit, take out my other loans on that, and then pay it back with the interest I earn on the Cumnet. And that's a spit back guarantee right there. I use my PC parts as collateral. Shit. I didn't even need to use my whole PC, just the RAM. It was the only thing they wanted. You can own all the Muff coin market for $6,500. Dang, you trying to gain market dominance of Muff coin? Low key, you should do it for the meme. That would be so fucking funny. You imagine fucking buying all of Muff coin, pump and dump scheme, like you pump it, I'll dump it. Buy 6,400, then sell it once the price shoots up. Hey, that's what I like to see, fellas. Oh, what's this? No shit, they're really wearing chainmail. You know what? Fair on them. Fair on them. Hey, I'm about to upload a funny video. Can I get your reaction? It's less than 6 minutes. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, shoot it over. Yeah, shoot it over. We'll take a look. We'll take a look. How you doing though, Warfish? What's poppin' though, my dude? I do hope you're having a super wonderful now. Modern Knights. I mean, really though. Bro, I swear to God, if they start drawing like fucking swords and shit. A little bit of background. I was playing hardcore free for all, and then an old man accused me of cheating, and I milked everything he had. That poor dude. That poor dude. Out here breaking people, Warfish. Out here breaking people. How could you do that? You gotta think about their... Nah, who am I kidding? Probably deserved it. Fuck that guy. You know, it's nice seeing my monitor not on sale. It's so stupidly overpriced, but for whatever reason, this monitor is listed for $830. Every once in a while, it goes on sale for $400, which makes it so goddamn worth it. All right, what you got for me, Warfish? Let's see this. It's uploading right now. Oh. Bit of that freshy fresh. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, hopefully that does go through pretty quick. I do not have too much longer. I do not have too much longer. Rather, I'm actually technically over my time. So we may need to move that till tomorrow if that ends up taking too much, but... Let's see. Nowhere near, but every single time it's played is another chance. Right? Overall, that's got to eventually be something. Right? We're due. We're due for it. Apparently, we're not due for it. No, not by a long shot, actually. Did we not get a No, we got one singular 9. No, we got 2 9s. We have 2 9s and a 6 out of all of those. No, we have 2 9s and 2 6s. Oh, damn! Damn, son! Oh, goddamn! So close. So close. All you needed were 2 more 6 9s. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who makes this song. I'm not sure if this is their most popular. It's probably like a one-hit wonder, but like... It's kind of a vibe. Oh, no, they do have another. Ooh, what's this? Wait, is this just a fucking... Oh, it's called Upside Down. Eh? Yeah, a lot of playthrough. A lot of threes. I'm seeing that it's a big fan of threes right now. It says 1 more minute. You have exactly 60 seconds. All right, ready? 0. I was close. That was damn close. That almost could have happened. 0. Okay, that was nowhere near it. You imagine if I hit like a 1 or something? I got a 69. Oh, I got it. Oh. The old school leafy sort of intro going on there. Low key, I'd probably re-record this. No hate, but it is just like you want like a lot of energy on the start of it. Like you want like an absurd amount of energy. It's really, really hard to get into, and even I don't do it quite right. But once you start doing it right, you really won't go back. But you can kind of see how like you're kind of like monotone throughout like that little start portion. Yeah, even if you have to, like sometimes you kind of got to feel a little bit of cringe with it. You know, go with like, I just absolutely shit on this dude in Call of Duty. I made him fucking rage and enter my DMs. Watch what happened. You know, like do something over the top, even if it sounds stupid. The loud energy and like the uppiness, I guess, of it carries people into going, okay, I'll stick around for the extra little bit. It's a bit of a dumb thing, I know. It's not really like a criticism. You know, you didn't do anything bad or anything. Doesn't make your video bad by any means, but good practice to get into. God damn, homie. Something else you could do if you really wanted to, you could throw up memes around the times that he starts to make comments. Somebody that I found or somebody that I saw starting to do that made it kind of interesting was Cosdiff. He does a lot of that type of stuff. I think kind of like Onage pranks too. Onage pranks used to do it a lot too. Yeah, some other things you could do is like freeze frame it at some bit too, like when he starts getting mad, draw just like random arrows to where like his little microphone is, or like whenever you press tab to see like the leaderboard, and then just put the words mad. You know what I mean? Like just like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like it'll take a while to get into. It's not something you would ever do for like any like it's not something that's like very intuitive, but like when you start to add in a lot of stuff like that, it adds in a lot of personality and stuff. It can be really, really nice. I think it's great overall so far. You did a great job with the subtitles. I don't know how you managed to get all the subtitles in like that. It might have taken you quite a bit, But good shit on that, my dude. Good shit. You know, pull up a stock image. Stock images are a very good thing to pick up. Like, just go over to like fuck, what's that one be? The fuck, I can't remember the name of the very basic one, but there's one that everybody goes to for stock photos. It's got like a big ass watermark on it. Leave in the watermark, you'll be fine. It almost works better with the watermark. Also, why is yours so stretched? What resolution are you recording in? No, you're definitely in a different aspect ratio. Are you on an ultra wide, Warfish? Are you an ultra wide player? Yes, you are? Damn, that's crazy, bro. You're this crazy on an ultra wide? That's nuts. I would, however, said you can do something to change the aspect ratio so that when you record, it'll show up fine. But I would adjust the aspect ratio just so for in the video, it lines up a little bit better. Because a lot of people will just throw on a video like this and look at it, and it can look a little bit strange like this. Nothing wrong with it, but just odd. Bro is cracked? Oh, yeah. No. Warfish is easily one of the better, possibly one of the best players that I know of. Yeah, the only reason I say maybe is because, like, we have been, like we run into Sore Hurts a lot, and that dude is, like, a literal, like, professional. Like, he plays professionally. I haven't seen what that dude does when he's like actually on Adderall and cracked out of his goddamn mind, but I imagine it's some really fucking crazy shit, okay? But like that's the only iffy part. And even then, like I feel like Warfish 1v1ing Hertz would be some of the craziest shit. That would be a nutty matchup. Oh fuck, Warfish. Oh, fuck, Warfit. Dog, you didn't tell me your account was gonna be gone tomorrow? Damn, can we have a moment of silence, bro? This dude cooked Warfish, bro. His account's gone. Bro, I'm so sorry, bro. I didn't know that that's how you had to find out. I'm so sorry, Warfish. Bro, that that's some fucked up shit. That can't stand. They can't stand. Gone. Poof. Shit, bro. My condolences. My condolences. Tomorrow will be better though. You know, we'll start you anew. You're gonna be a Battlefield player now. You're gonna be a Battlefield player, all right? You're never gonna look back. It's gonna be crazy. All right, I'm gonna head out, Sausage. You have a good one. Hey, you have an absolutely wonderful one, Average. Sausage sevens to you. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Good night. Sleep well, my dude. Have an absolutely wonderful now. That was so much fun to milk that guy. Yeah, no, it was great. I think you did a pretty good job with it. Yeah, I think the cuts were pretty good. There was a couple of areas that I probably would have cut a little bit earlier, but overall, I think you did pretty good. Yeah, the only little critiques that I'd give you is maybe like pause a couple bits, add in a few more jokes, a little bit of meme pop-ups and stuff, you know? When it's just the raw Call of Duty and just you talking, you know, you got to give them like the little dopamine bursts in order to keep pace through there, you know? Every like say 30-ish seconds give like a pop-up of some sort, give like some big moment where you can kind of like mock the guy, you know what I mean? Definitely need to work on editing. Definitely like the ideas about the still pictures and just memeing them. Yeah. Yeah, there's like a lot of stuff afterwards. Like there's some good people to look at. Like Cosdiff is somebody that I still watch. Like, I wonder if we can find it. Yeah, you see what I mean? That's kind of what I mean about like the super duper hype intro. You know what I mean? It's the exact same shit that you were doing, like getting into like trolling people, but it's like immediate boom, there's music. What's up, guys? You know what I mean? It's over the top. Like way, way over the top. Okay, so we'll skip through that. See if we can't see it. Watch this be one that he just doesn't do absolutely anything for. It actually doesn't look like he's done any for this video. Well, you know what I mean. Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But I like how he was really nonchalant about it, and then he was telling everybody to shut up, and then I'm a loser, and then I need a handicap. People are crazy, bro. People in this game are just like actually kind of crazy. It's kind of wild. But hey, yeah, you know, when it comes to like COD stuff, like you can really pull some stuff. You can really pull some stuff. I mean, look at a title like this. What in the fuck? Let's be so real. Like you can really capitalize on everything here. No, but like big ups overall. How did you like my title? Let's go back over. Uh Grandpa tries COD and instantly regrets it. Um Aged grandfather. Nah. I mean that's pretty good. Yeah, it's better than what I could come up with. It's better than what I could come up with. I think there's something better there that you could go up with. You kind of got to be a bit more over the top. I'm thinking aged grandpa in there. Oh, no. Boomer tries COD and instantly regrets it. There you go. Small optimization, but that could work. Yes. Right? Like it's just small things like that. Um Boomer freaks out on COD, instantly regrets it. There we go. There we go. That's a big increase right there. Boomer freaks out on COD, instantly regrets it. That's a pretty damn good title, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, we might be onto some shit with this. We might be onto some shit with this. But yeah, no, like those types of those types of things are the vibe. And then for your description, you should mostly just AI generate these. I know it sounds stupid, but at least for the first start, just kind of AI generate basic ones. It'll also give you like a bunch of tags and stuff that you can add to like the videos, make them a little bit nicer. If we go over to like some of mine, you can see stuff like this. Yeah, nothing too crazy. But it's like a basic little template to sort of get you started. This one was just generated by GPT. You're going to get the same thing generated. But very, very easy. Very, very easy. It also adds in like a bunch of small little keyword optimizations that helps make all this a little bit easier. Pretty fair. It wasn't the craziest video in the world, but it works. Boomer rage reaction is unhinged. Nah. Boomer freaks out on COD. Instantly regrets it. Still better. Lot better on that one. I feel like it's going to be really, really hard to beat that one. I think you definitely want to keep the boomer freaks out. The boomer freaks out part is definitely like the big part. You know what I mean? The rest of it could definitely be changed and improved in ways, but I think the boomer freaks out is kind of like in game for that. Yeah, I can't think of much more. I can't think of much more, but I think that's a good start. You know what? I think that's a pretty good start right there. Honestly. All right. Now, real quick before I go, fellas, I'm going to drop the YouTube link over there in chat. Pretty soon, we're going to start doing a few streams for YouTube, specifically because Twitch does not allow us to play World of Warcraft private servers. If anybody is interested in continuing watching us just shoot the shit and do pretty much exactly what we normally do, but also while playing World of Warcraft, there will be a couple of days that we do it on this channel. So if you guys are interested in that, give that a quick subscribe. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much. I do appreciate that shit. But yeah, basically, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the whole idea there. I think sometime later this month, either by the end of this month or sometime earlier, there is going to be the release of Unreal Engine 5 Turtle Wow. And when that happens, I am going to be playing throughout the entirety of it on stream. Completely start to finish the whole thing. I'm going to be playing on my own. Well, not on my own. I'm going to be playing my own hardcore challenge. So anytime I die, I will just make a new character. But I am not going to activate any of the self-found hardcore or anything like that. I'm just going to run a traditional one life, but I can still use the auction house. I'm still going to trade. I'm still going to use all the dungeon finder tools and stuff like that. Make it a lot easier on anybody that wants to play with us so that they don't also have to queue into hardcore or anything like that. I feel like I've kind of learned my lesson on that. Hardcore is not for everybody, and that's definitely true. That's definitely true. But I prefer hardcore, so I'm gonna run it that way. But yeah, it should allow us to do like dungeons and stuff like that. And I mean, it's looking pretty good, honestly. Let's see if I can't pull up something for it. To Turtle Wow UE5. Yeah, they did a whole gameplay trailer actually of what this looks like. So I'll turn this down because we don't really need the music super loud. But like, they have like night times where like light kind of might matter. Are you into tabletop war games? Like IRL? Nah. I don't really play any tabletop games IRL. I tried to get into D&D, played a bit of it. It's all right. I haven't really played any of it IRL. I'm interested to try a lot of others though. Very, very, very interested to try a bunch of other games. I definitely want to try stuff like Daggerheart. Fucking, there's that Star Wars Galaxy's Edge fucking game. My cousin's sets for tabletop wartime games looks dope as hell. Yeah, some of those look too crazy. Like the Warhammer ones are definitely way too much for me. I don't think I could ever get into Warhammer. 600 plus troop battles. But like this would be the vibe for the UE5 version of Turtle WoW. It's really nothing too crazy, but it will be quite better in lighting and stuff like that. It'll be the full Turtle WoW like vanilla plus sort of experience, so that'll be a big plus. Well yeah. I don't know. Kinda just some extra stuff in vanilla to play around with. Plus it's like full rebalancing of all the classes. That'll be really cool to try. Apparently too, you can still somewhat AoE farm. They don't have full locks against AoE farming, so honestly, I might try to give my hand as another Frost Mage again. Not gonna lie, I feel like the only thing I'd miss going from Ascension to WoW is custom class stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be like a lot of the custom class stuff, but like I mean at the same time, like they did rework the classes and they're gonna feel pretty fresh and a bit new in some areas. Things like Warlock, for example, saw massive reworks. I was reading through it and it's pretty much damn near a whole new class. Every one of the specializations across all the classes are like very distinct now. They all have like their own actual purpose, and there no longer is like a class that you can pick where it's like, yeah, it's kind of whatever. I mean, to be fair, it's never really been there. There's always been a statistical best choice, but you know. Hunter's seen a bit of reworking too. I'm not sure if it's all for the best, but it might be a vibe. I don't know. I'm kind of I want to run Rogue almost. I'm not so sure. Combo points and stamina doesn't seem too crazy fun. I don't think there's any way to increase your stamina. So I'm not quite sure. Not sure. Neat. I'm running Druid then. Druid's gonna be a fun one. Yeah, let me actually pull up all the changes that they did for Druid. So these are the class changes for Druid. So let's see. Druids were among the few classes receiving small updates throughout the years following our first round of class changes. The ability to equip pole arms and the additional feral attack power on many more undesirable weapons found in Azeroth were a great boon to their itemization. While already receiving many alterations before, the Druid class and all of its specializations still had some pain points that were in need of some ironing out. Starting with their base spells and abilities, there have been many voices lamenting the power of Druid's two area of effect spells, Hurricane and Tranquility. The former is very useful attack speed slow component attached to it, yet its long cooldown and low damage output held it back in fights with multiple enemies. In order to rebalance its power, we removed the attack speed slow and moved it to the balance tree as a talent. Nice. And yo, my dude, thank you so much for the follow. I super appreciate that shit. How are you doing, you wonderful soul? I do hope you're doing well. I do hope you're doing well. Let's see, where were we? In order to rebalance his power, we removed the attack speed slow and moved it to the balanced tree as a talent. This allowed us to reduce Hurricane's cooldown by half, while also strengthening its scaling with the spell power stat. Tranquility is an iconic spell from Warcraft 3. As the ultimate ability of the Keeper of the Grove hero unit, its World of Warcraft counterpart sadly does not live up to its legacy. More often than not, it's not beneficial to use this spell when faced with a lot of incoming damage, as other healing spells offer stronger rescue potential. So it now affects all raid members in close range of the druid at significantly decreased healing power and increased cooldown. Only restoration druids will be able to unlock Tranquility's true potential. Pretty nice. Honestly, pretty nice. Heading out, see you, sausage. Hey, you take care, Cheese. Have an absolutely wonderful one, my dude. Yeah, so we can see that there's like a bunch of stuff here for like the exact changes that it does. But like there's a good bit of changes here. Stuff like Moonkin looks like it's been improved. Oh, actually, no, Moonkin is... No, it's been nerfed. Odd. Feral combat saw big updates. A lot of shit. There are a lot of shit. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's all the hunter changes. Marksman's power being unattached from its talent tree for the most part, survival lacking identity, Beastmaster's viability in raid environment due to lacking scaling, pet choices being very limited due to cutting way ahead of the rest, stuff like that. I feel like Hunter could be a vibe. Part of me kind of wants to try Hunter, but I do also want to do Rogue. Bit difficult. Rogue has a specialization that works fine aside from a few pain points, one spot of flavor that falls short gameplay wise. These specializations being combat, assassination, and subtlety. In that order, we plan to tackle the issues. Oh, combo points will no longer vanish upon switching targets. Now that is a big deal. That is a big deal right there. That is going to make this worth playing. It also looks like they can wield one-handed axes. That's kind of cool. Ghastly Strike is now baseline, learned at 20. Heightened Senses, learned at 30. Sinister Strike's energy cost has been reduced. There's a good bit of shit. There's a good bit of shit. Honestly, I'm not sure which one I would go with, though. Subtlety, combat, or assassination. Probably go subtlety. Just purely because it'd be nice to pick locks and stuff. Although if I decide to do any PvP, assassination's the vibe. Because I think at that point, you get like kidney shot and stuff like that. I don't know. It'll end up being kind of a wild run. But I'm very, very, very excited to see how this will all do. Oh, this, by the way, is what the Legacy mode will look like. You can actually swap between it being like UE or being like Legacy. That's what it looks like at night on Legacy. Versus looking like this. You find a place where the light rays aren't going crazy. Yeah, they gotta iron out some of the fog issues, but looks alright. This was 2 months ago, in all fairness, so about 4 months. Assuming it's not counted quite properly, I'd say they had nearly about 4 months worth of working on this. 3 and something, 3 and change. Somewhere around there. Should be enough to fix up some of those graphical issues. But anyway, fellas, that is certainly it for me tonight. I'ma head out. I do hope you all have an absolutely wonderful night. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hopefully somebody got some use out of a lot of the tech stuff that we were talking about today. And yeah, good night everybody. Good night. Do take care.